Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Corbin Burns is going to the desert and joining the Diamondbacks on a 6-year, $210 million contract. There is an opt-out after 2 years, as you see with John Heyman's tweet here. Definitely shocking.
Yeah.
D-backs were not rumored to be in this. Come to find out, he just had some twins. He lives in Arizona. He's actually the one that went to the D-backs and said, I want to play here. So,
Yeah.
um, awesome for the D-backs. Somebody want to play for your organization that's a top five pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
As one as Cy Young is going to allow you to go compete with those Dodgers, at least in the pitching rotation wise. Um, yeah, I mean, it was shocking for sure. I guess we'll give you just a minute, Blake, because you are a Blue Jays fan, and it was rumored that the Blue Jays did offer more money to Corbin Burns than the D-backs did. Um, we'll give you just 30 seconds to a minute. I don't want you to rant about how you felt when
Yeah.
this popped up on your phone.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Obviously, the Blue Jays are throwing money at everybody and hoping that they're gonna bite the hook. They threw money at Otani, they threw money at Soto, they threw money at Corbin Burns. It was rumored it was in the $250 million range. So basically just an extra year, 7 years. Yeah, it's frustrating when you throw that much money at somebody and they take less money to go somewhere else. But when I heard about that he has twins and he resides in Arizona, it makes so much sense for a guy like that to stay there. I mean, obviously you're starting a new family, you want to be somewhere where you're comfortable, and the fact that yeah, you said it, like Corbin Burns basically fell into the D-backs lap. Like I think they were just like, okay, like what's how much years do you want? Like, what's kind of the dollar gonna be? But yeah, like 35 mil AAV, little steep. But the way that the pitching market has been this year, it's not really surprising that he got that dollar. Obviously the Freeds I've signed as well. So yeah, this is a great fit for the D-backs. Yeah, it was Jays and Giants for the longest time, and then out of nowhere we get this tweet from John Heyman.
Yeah. Also, the Orioles were rumored
Yeah,
later on to have also bid more for Corbin Burns than the D-backs did.
yeah,
Obviously, maybe it had nothing to do with his experience with the O's. Maybe he did love it there, but it was just made more sense for his family to be in Arizona.
yeah.
Um, but that's a tough blow for the Orioles not to get him back specifically. Just with how the Yankees have loaded up, the Red Sox have significantly got better. Uh, so the Orioles are going to be an interesting team to watch in the upcoming weeks. Maybe they trade some of those young players for maybe a Dylan Cease or somebody like that.
It's
But
been a little bit of a disappointing offseason for the Orioles. Like you got all this new ownership. There's a lot of this hype surrounding the like we're gonna spend more money, and they really haven't done much. It's been kind of a little disappointing.
yeah, and they're on the brink of potentially losing Anthony Santander as well. So
Yeah. Yep.
we'll see what happens with that. But back to Burns. If we go check out Burns in this rotation for the D-backs, last year's numbers, this rotation looks like it struggled, right? I mean,
Yep.
you have Erod only making 10 starts with a 5 ERA. Jordan Montgomery, they want him out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm so sold that they should do that. It's a 1 year deal. It's for $22 million this year. To me, you roll the dice and you just keep him.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, if we go look at 2023, we look at this rotation in 23,
Yeah.
you have five unreal pitchers here that made, roughly 25 plus starts out of all these guys outside of Brandon Pfaadt, right? You have Montgomery, Erod, Kelly, Gallen, and Burns all under an ERA of 3.5. If you can replicate this season, that 2023 season in 2025, right? I mean, you're going to make it to the playoffs most likely. I mean, if these guys do this, obviously it needs to happen, but
Yeah.
uh, they for whatever reason, I get it. He was bad last year. They have a bad taste in their mouth about that contract with Jordan Montgomery. I don't know if that it really makes sense to get rid of him.
Well, even like the owner publicly came out and said like that was a mistake signing him. So like for me, like if the owner is coming out and publicly speaking on that, like I'm with you. I would probably keep him too, but I would probably lean that he does get moved. But yeah, this has been a pretty sneaky offseason. They obviously just added Josh Naylor. We did a video on that, so their offense is coming together. Corbin Carroll bounced back in the second half of the season, which was great to see. Obviously, you got Ketel Marte. Now you add Naylor to that. It needs a little bit of work in the bottom half of that lineup. I think maybe use one more bat there, but yeah, in a competitive NL West, it's shaping up to be a pretty solid offseason.
Yeah, and we brought up this name earlier in the video, Anthony Santander.
Yeah,
How good would he look in Arizona? Switch hitting bat. You put him in between, Carroll, Marte, Santander, Naylor at the top here. The problem with them, and maybe this is why they're going to try to trade Jordan Montgomery, is the payroll. I
yep,
mean, if we're looking at it, we come down here, the projected payroll after ARB is at 217 right now. They're roughly 14 million, or is my math off? Maybe 20-ish million.
yeah, 22 something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, 20-ish million away from the first luxury tax. You're not going to be able to add Anthony Santander and stay under the tax. So they would have to move somebody. If you were to be able to trade this 1 year deal at 22.5, that opens up opportunity to load up your offense, which you just added Corbin Burns. You have Zach Gallen. You would hope that Erod bounces back. That's three really solid pitchers.
yeah,
Yeah, they definitely need to add in that offensive, you know, in the offensive category here. I don't see a world where, even though Pavin Smith, he's definitely, he's serviceable. I don't see them entering the year with him at DH.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think one more bat here, a big bat, and they're running out. You have Santander, you have Bregman, which I don't see happening.
right.
Um, Maybe Jerks and Profar, which that's how big of a fall off that is,
Yeah, it's like Santander, Bregman, and then it's a pretty steep drop off for sure.
Pete Alonso, but then you would have to fully DH Josh Naylor.
Right.
Maybe that's an option. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's not much. The bats are running out quick.
Yeah.
They're running out quick, and the year that Jock had last year, they're gonna have to try to replicate that. I know we did it in the Josh Naylor video. We kind of compared Naylor and Jock.
Mhm.
Um, they have already supplemented that, but they need more, especially if they're going to compete with the Dodgers. Uh, this team might be a little bit more versatile on the base paths
Yep.
outside of Shohei Ohtani, so that's going to be their game. So all in all, I like the move of Corbin Burns to the D-backs. Obviously, anybody's going to like adding this guy to your rotation. So,
Yep.
what are your final thoughts to Burns to the D-backs?
Yeah, like I said, came out of nowhere. It's just an awesome fit. Happy that he landed in a place where he's going to be comfortable raising a family, and yeah, I wish him all the best. It's going to be a good fit.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. As always, we appreciate you guys for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.